In today's video, I'll be showing you how to make this beautiful hijab. Stay tuned and let's dive into it. So a lot of people ask me how they fold their fabric, and this is how you fold your fabric for making hijab. Let's assume this is my length and that's my breadth. I'll first of all fold in the length into two like this, and I'll fold along the length afterward. You first of all fold your breadth, which is by 60 or something, then you fold in the length, which is probably 4 yards. So you make sure that the front is longer than the back. This is what I always say. You fold it in like that, then you fold it again along the length, and you make sure that the front is longer than the back. So let's start the tutorial. So here I've already folded my fabric the way I actually described, and here I'll be placing the circumference of the head divided by 4. Mine is 5.5 plus half inches stitching allowance, making 6 inches. So here I'm just placing the 6 inches along the that particular line, and the next thing I'll be doing is to make the slant. I mean, this hijab is so easy to cut. So for the slant, from the top, I will advise that you measure around 25 inches downward. For me, I did actually measure it. The only thing I measured out was the wideness of the hijab. So for the wideness of the hijab, I ensured that it is 25 inches unfolding, making 50 inches. I mean, that is very, very wide. So that is me marking 50 inches. And for the length of the hijab, I mean from your hair down to your sleeve side, for me I use 30 inches, depending on where where you want your hijab to end. So people used to want it to end around their elbow, so people around their wrist. Mine, I love it just before my wrist. I don't really like showing too much of my gown or whatever I'm wearing underneath, so just before my wrist. So I'll be going in with 30 inches. So I decided to use 30 inches for the length. Actually, the length of my hijab, if I'm attaching sleeves, about 33 inches or thereabout. So for this sake, I just moved 3 inches from it, which I'll just be marking the length that I want out. So here you just make a slant just around that. Just make a slant to meet your 6 inches I drew earlier. And you can notice something. I did make a straight stitch, a straight line. I actually did curve it a bit because you want your hijab to sit perfectly on your hair. I mean, people don't tell you this. So they don't actually tell you this, but you have to make that curve so that it will sit well. And for the back, because of this kind of hijab, I make the back to be like about 10 inches longer than the front. Yeah, 10 inches longer than the front. And here I'm just placing my tape so that it will serve as a guide for me to know where my curve will be. So like I said, the front is about 10 inches smaller than the back because I want the back to be very long. And for this hijab, as you can see from the video I showed earlier, it is very long. It is, I think the front is about 45 inches, while the back is about 55 inches or thereabout. So this is me just cuffing it out. Like I said, we want a U. This is not a V hijab, just me cuffing it out, as you can see. And yeah, after cuffing it out, the next thing is for me to just start cutting. So I'm just connecting everything here. I'm just creating on my lines here. Sorry, you guys cannot see what I'm doing. So yeah, the next thing is for me to just cut. And one thing you want to do is that you don't want to cut the back and front together. So this is me cutting the front first. Don't make a mistake whereby you go ahead and cut the back before. You go and cut the two together. You have to cut the front first before the back. So here I will just go ahead and mark and trace out my U shape on the back as well. If you go ahead and cut it, like you end up having that the back is smaller than the front or something. So you want to ensure that you cut the front first before the back. So this is me just coughing out the shape that I want, which is the U shape. Here I'm just using my chalk to trace it out, and I'll go ahead and cut it. So you can see that I stopped at the sleeve part where I want my sleeve to end, because after the sleeve part I can cut it together, which I always advise that you cut it together. So afterward I'll just go ahead and yeah, this is it. And don't forget, like I said earlier, you will see when I want to cut this head part, I actually did not keep it straight. I ensure that it's a bit curved because you want your hijab to sit on your hair. You want that line to sit on your hair, not like it to be like it will not even sit, so just be dazzling up and down. So the next thing I'll do is just for me to open it and notch the back. notch the back. So I just notched the back and that was it. And here I'm just trying to cut out the cap of my hijab. I'm so sorry, my camera was not like picking where I was cutting this cap very well, but I can tell you I have videos on my channel which shows how to cut a cap, so you can go and watch it later. So guys, don't forget to like, comment and subscribe to the channel. So basically this hijab is done. No sleeve, no other drama, just your hijab and the cap, and that is all. So here for the cap, I actually love my cap. Not to be wide, I use 4 inches by 7 inches, 4 inches by 7 inches, and I'll go ahead and cut it out. That is what I'm doing here. I'll go ahead and cut it out, and basically I will notch it obviously, and basically that is all with the cutting of this hijab. So the next thing is for you to join the sides of the hijab together, attach the cap to it, hem it, and that is all. I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.